Turning now to the latest on inflation. A new report shows the pace of rising prices picked up last month after cooling through most of 2022. Fox Business correspondent Edward Lawrence has more.
The latest reading on inflation is mixed. The consumer price index ticked higher last month, up 3.4% on an annual basis. Despite falling gasoline prices, the monthly increase for both the CPI and core reading were up 0.3% more than expected. It's the same monthly increase as November and slightly faster than would be consistent with the Fed's long-term inflation target of 2%.
I think this progress from getting from 3 to 2 is going to prove much slower than the Fed or markets anticipate, and we're seeing evidence of that today.
Other parts of the December CPI report show inflation is continuing to retreat. Excluding food and energy, the core CPI slipped below 4% for the first time in more than 2 years to 3.9%, a modest slowing from November's 4% annual increase. More than half of the increase in the consumer prices in December was tied to shelter, including rents and hotel rates. Still, on Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen touted the economy under President Biden.
The typical middle-class American household now has more wealth, higher earnings, and more purchasing power than before the pandemic.
Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan boss Jamie Dimon telling Fox Business a so-called Goldilocks economy with growth that's not too hot or not too cold may not save the U.S. from a recession.
The good news is the consumer has jobs, wages are going up finally more at the lower end, home prices are up, which is good for their balance sheet. But I'm a little skeptical in this kind of Goldilocks kind of scenario. I still think the chance of it not being a soft landing are higher than other people. That's not terrible. It might be a mild recession or heavy recession.
Fed officials see the rate of inflation slowing to less than 2.5% by 2024 and back to their 2% target by 2026. At the White House, Edward Lawrence, Fox Business.